Hello, 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 and welcome to ER, Emotional Response Life Coaching with Inc. This is Ivory. Again, I told you as promised, I'm starting back up. Today's topic is go live or go live. The statement is exactly spelled the same way. Both statements. But the emphasis is placed differently on each statement. Go live, go on Facebook, Instagram, any of your social media platforms, TikTok, or go live. There is a significant difference. One suggests upload your present self to a platform to engage in conversation, to perform for others, to connect in a way that you haven't done in years. The reason why I say years is because since the social media platforms have been designed, we have gotten further and further and further away from being intimately connected. Intimately connected, not in a sexual way, but intimately connected in an emotional, intellect way. We seek to not dwell with one another in understanding anymore. We present, but we rather connect with a computer or a digital platform to say that we're connected instead of being raised in a way to connect through verbal connections. And I'm not saying that the phone wasn't a vehicle that allowed us to connect, because it did. But hear me out. There is a thing in communication called the Johari's window. There you have a public, a private, a part of you that comes out when circumstances happen, and then there's a part of you that's a blind spot that other people see, and it happens so frequently that people say, you know, that's a part of you, and they bring it to your awareness. The two squares that I want to focus on while bringing this up is the private and the public. The social media platforms have stopped us from separating the two. We actually make the private self public. And you would dare to say, well, that's because people are bold enough or had a confidence enough to show their private self to thousands of people. Are you sure? Are you sure? Or is it a false sense of identification that gives them the impression that they have confidence, but they're more in a desperate need to be connected? Hear me again. Are you sure it's not a false identification that gives them an impression that it's confidence when it's really desperation to be connected to others? We have moved so far away from being socially connected, and we are wired, and you heard me say this before, we are wired to be socially connected. We are born to be socially connected. Actually, being socially connected is so significant that when a mother gives birth to a child, she takes that child And it's advised by doctors and other medical professionals to lay that child on her bosoms, her undressed bosoms, so that child can become acquainted with the smell, the feel of the person that gave birth to them. Socially connected. I'm not talking about sexual. Intimately connected in a way that makes you feel vibrant, that makes you feel alive. When you was little, I know, at least for myself, when I was little and I was sitting on my grandmother's porch, and my girlfriend that lived all the way at the end of the block, named Fiona. Hi, Fiona, if you're listening. But all the way at the end of the block, she would come all the way up the block, cross the street, and come and say, can Ivory and Everett come outside and play with me? And we would go outside and play with her. And it wasn't that we didn't have each other. Me and Everett, my sister, we had each other. But the social connection for someone outside of our living arrangements to come and say, can you come play with me, made us feel ever more alive. So now we playing, we laughing and joking, and we're connected. There's no audience. There's nobody around. It's just us. And I feel that we've gotten away from that. When people go out for dates, they're taking pictures of their dinner instead of talking to each other and saying, do you taste the onion in it? The nutmeg in the dessert? The title of this is Go Live or Go Live. Go live. That's being up to date with the trends, because that's where it's at. Everybody goes live. When you log on to Facebook or when you log on to Instagram, everybody goes live. From your celebs to your people that never get in contact with nobody outside of the people that gave birth to them. They could go live and be connected. Be connected. If they got one person in their audience, they connecting. And then there's a thing on Facebook. You don't even have to log on to their live, but you can see what's going on with their live. And you might appear to see only 0 people watching your live, but it's people watching because it comes up on their news feed. And Facebook has a feature where the speaker can go on. And so the person is engaging in whatever they're engaging in on Go Live. And you might think, oh, your 0 number is actually a 0. And you present it to nobody. And it's 5 people or 20 people or 500 people that done seen that live, whether it's for a minute or 2. Go live. I'm challenging you during this corona epidemic to go live. It's going a little contrary to what's in the trends, but I'm challenging you to go live. Go live is a little more, it has a little more thought into it. It really does. Not to say that Go Live doesn't, because some people go on for one agenda and one agenda only. But Go Live is intentional. Go live. Go live and start calling the people that really mean something to you. Go live and start making the decisions that really count for tomorrow. Go live. Go live is challenging. Because in the world that we live in today, it's telling us to move opposite of that. You have to become a more intentional person when you decide to go live. Meaning, if you're connecting with whoever you're attracted to, whether it's male to male, female to male, male to female, you have to be more intentional about going to live. And you can't think according to the trends. You have to be intentional about today to know that it will affect tomorrow. So you're connecting, and I bring this up, and I have to skate on a sexual topic because we're in an emotional frenzy right now where we're abusing each other in such a way that it's so silent. The abuse is so silent and so dangerous. We don't hear people crying, screaming like other abuse. We don't hear people having rippling effects like other abuse. But the ramifications of this abuse is so detrimental that we need to bring awareness to it. And myself, I'm going to say it first. We have to become more intentional about living to connect physically. The actions that you do today to someone that you're attracted to will affect them tomorrow. And be intentional about it. You behaving in a manner to satisfy whatever wants or desires that you have, to dismantle the significance of another person tomorrow is very painful. So be mindful. And I could dive in this deeper. I really could. You texting, you calling, you're moving in a way because some songs is affirming that way is the way to go. Or the media is affirming that way is the way to go. Or the conversations that people are having, they're affirming that way is the way to go. But that person that you're connecting with, you might see a spark of how unique they are and significant they are in the world. And regardless how the culture is moving, you had to step back and not move according to the trend. And you must deal with people individually. That's challenging. When womanizing is at an all-time high, bitterness is at an all-time high, women proclaiming stances that they really can't handle, men proclaiming stances that they haven't put that much thought into. And so I'm challenging people to go live. Go live is cool. Don't get me wrong. Shout out to one of those that go live. Go live. Because some people is using their platform in a very good way. But the majority of the people that are either in the audience of the go live or they either the person going live is more of a disadvantage than an advantage.